how children learn in Aarohi. They learn by their 35 objectives that you will get to know after later. They learn by their 35 objectives, by teamwork, by helping each other, by listening to each other, and by their sense. The classes in Aarohi are what they learn in each and every classes. Whatever they are things that they learn. Suppose now in sports, even if you run and run and run, you at least learn to run, to develop something new from that running.
The philosophy is the child and the natural learning. Whether it's a clay, whether it's a drawing, whether it is a personal, whether it's things like working on responsibility, where we call the success skills, okay, or whether it's working on computer or working through. We work with a framework of multiple intelligence for children. So these are just the tools, okay. But there is no teaching happening. Child is learning by himself, and we are only there to facilitate them. I predefine in this term the child should learn this much as a fact.
My name is Bhavna. Aarohi is all about learning, being independent, and then exploring, being with life, spend time with nature, learn many things and do.
Children learn by themselves. Children learn with their interests. Children learn with the way they want to learn.
Learn many things in Aarohi. You use chart papers, fabric paint, tools, clay tools, sand area tools, something and all. You chart papers, something, clay. No exams are there now. Still 10th standing. Okay?
Is the way that the kids should actually be learning, because it respects their own intelligence. It doesn't think that like the adults are the only people who can teach kids, because that allows them to grow in their own way with their own interests.
Each kids-driven school, what they decide, what they think, what they want to learn, everything is decided by kids. So it's favorite school of all the kids and even parents. So that because kids they are taking their own responsibilities and doing the things. It's excellent way of learning.
Aarohi life education is about getting educated for life. When I say life, I mean like they are getting educated not just on math, science, history or geography, but also on life skills such as responsibility, decision making, taking care of environment, and to the best of this list, they learn for themselves. Children are educated about emotions, feelings, and learn how to manage their emotions on their own, all by themselves. I'm still learning to learn all this.
Why there's no exam is because the faculty role is that not to have any exam. They do not need to. The faculty do not need to check that oh, this is the thing, yeah, that's the thing, and all. So what will happen? It's like there's no exam. There are only different classes to attend the class. So we have the particular rights to go to whichever class.
See, they decide their own goals. They are working on their own tasks. They know what they have to achieve, and so they kind of work towards doing that. and so they are the best people to judge whether they have achieved it or not. So it's kind of a self-assessment. They figure out on their own what they have to do. Of course, it is. I think it is very rigorous because they indeed do go through an exercise to figure how they have done, what they have done, what differently they could have done, and so on. Various things around the goal that they have chosen. So that is how their assessment is.
Each parent can go online, and we have access to a page where the faculty notes down their observation about the children on a daily basis. So every evening you can see something that faculty has observed about the child, and that's really cutting edge pedagogical.
If a child from the life school concept or the Aarohi concept wants to participate in a competitive exam, he or she absolutely can do it. The key thing here is the child wants to participate, and it's not the parent or the society or the friends forcing the child. So, for example, let's say my daughter who comes here wants to sit for the JEE, for example. Let's say she realizes this and she's motivated by this. Right now she's almost 8, so let's say she's motivated and decides by 12 or 13 that she wants to sit for JEE. Absolutely, she'll figure that out, and then we will be there to support her.
As we at times joke, role is to do nothing. The way I understand it means there's a natural way for each child to learn. Facilitator 1 doesn't come in the natural way of learning for the child. 2, even in the natural way, we at times settle down in a comfort zone. Facilitator pushes the child, takes the child from comfort zone to challenge zone. If the child is in the frustration zone, helps the child come out of the frustration zone. That's it. If facilitator, other role is in terms of resources, information. If the child is looking for something, facilitator helps with that.
In school, I think the biggest problem was that I, like many other of my batchmates, thought differently, and unfortunately, school doesn't allow you to think very differently, and so I didn't do well in exams because the way I actually thought and the way I actually answered things was different. I'm much more of a doer than a sayer or a writer. The school did manage to damage my confidence a little bit because I was constantly failing. Where, in my opinion, failing is when you give up. When you haven't succeeded at something and you give up. Otherwise, not succeeding at something is just a step towards succeeding at it. So I left home when I was about 17 or 18. And the only thing I'd always wanted to do for as long as I'd heard about him was work with Mr. Romulus Whittaker. So I left home. I dropped out of my 12th standard. I actually failed my 12th standard as well. I failed my 8th standard as well. And I went over to Rom Whittaker's place, and I worked as a slave. Pretty much did everything. I would get the coffee, run to get the Xeroxes, clean, fix the generator, all kinds of stuff. But I got to work with over 4,000 reptiles every day of my life, and I got to work with some of the greatest scientists in the world who I'd assist. And because I was assisting them, I learned from them, and that was my college. And I think I learned a lot faster without being judged from the beginning. And the good thing about that is feedback was immediate. If I made a mistake, I would get feedback from either the not succeeding at what I was doing, or having people around me that would tell me that that's not working, or I need to maybe rethink what I was doing. So, but no matter how hard I'd work, I was never really tired. I ended up with more I'm glad I did than I wish I had. And so at the end of the day, I just got a good night's sleep pretty much all the time. And it worked. Today I'm doing what I want to do, and I'm making a living from it, and I'm changing things around the place, and that's all I've ever wanted to do.